Comrade, power.
Power.
You will not sell our international airport. Mambo ya kujipiga kifua, arrogance, as if the country only belongs to a few. That is gone thanks to Gen Z revolution. And I am of the view that some of us, why do we want leadership? We want leadership in order to straighten this country in accordance with the Gen Z agenda of good governance, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law. Straighten the country and hand it over to the owners, the Gen Zs. And I want to encourage them not to feel subdued, not to give up, because abductions have been continuing, and the lies of yesteryear, where men would be hard to say, hakutakuwa na serikali ya nusu mkate. Now there's a bread-based government.
Broad-based.
It's not even broad-based, because they said hakutakuwa serikali ya mkate. Now there is actually one bread-based. And therefore some of us have chosen to stand strong, stand very strong with the young people, and we mentor them. So these are student leaders from the mountain region. And we are saying, please don't be parochial. Mzee Kibaki will say you will be peculiar, behaving in a very peculiar manner. To think you can divide the mountain into east and west just to gain political advantage. Now the owners of the mountain, I'm sure, will stand and answer you, particularly the young ones. They are looking beyond the mountain. They are looking at the whole country. The agencies are everywhere. But those who, by virtue of heritage, find themselves as young children, as young leaders from the mountain region, are going to say their mountain region is indivisible.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I hear the students saying.
Yes. Yes.
And so please, before utaona maajabu tukiendelea mbele, because the mountain is growing in leaps and bounds to encompass the whole country. That's what I want to say for now, and I thank you, members of the media. Keep the fire burning. We've just been to Atukulima market, where again lack of proper consultation, and you want to bring demographic change even within the city. When you lift people from Ukulima market, and that is the market that feeds the city, you take some of them to Embakasi South, to Embakasi East, and give them get out of Starehe. These are voters. And we also want to say, I've said it here, that the matter and the right to own a national ID is a basic right. In fact, it should be made free. It used to be free. These days, you have to pay 400 shillings. If you lose it, 1,000 shillings. Young people must stand up and demand to get their right to own national IDs and to register in large numbers in order now to realize what they've been clamoring for, good governance. Abductions must stop.
Yes.
Impunity. Inspector General, acting Inspector General of Police, the judge was very generous with you. You should actually should have been given custodial sentence so that people will know you have to abide by the rule of law in this country. Because he has to produce 3 people from Kitengela whose families are even in hiding. Ya nini kuua watoto na pia kuabduct na kuendelea na abduction? So this is a government living in fear, and I want to say on borrowed time.
Yes. Just 2 more issues that I would wish you to comment on. Issue number 1, the Kenya Kwanza government is doing 2 years now. How do you rate their performance? And then the Adani question.
Absolutely below average, completely below average. I don't want to waste time. Yes. If there was any election today, the agencies would have driven them home. All right? Anybody, the people who are talking about dividing the mountain, by the way, are the same people who voted yes for the finance bill.
Yes.
Okay? So now they are looking for relevance. These are diversionary tactics. The issue of them going home, anybody who voted yes, Kenyans will never forget. Because when the bill, the act itself was withdrawn, they went and had, it was because they had killed the young Kenyans, whose only instruments of demonstration were a bottle of water, a Colgate, an iPhone, and a mask. The goons were brought in eventually by Kenya Kwanza. It's very clear. They brought in the goons in order to smear the image of the young Kenyans. Kenyans know all this to be true. So I don't know whether I've answered your question, but on this Andani deal, taking and selling literally, and they're going to be uncovered. Because Kenyans are saying, you will not sell our international airport, the hub. Under Vision 2030, Kibaki and ourselves had wanted the second runway. We were not going to come and do some secret deals over JKI. Jomo Kenyatta International Airport is a very important national asset. And there must be proper, open conversation about, and in fact, you cannot even do single sourcing, because this is single sourcing, which is contrary to the law of openness and transparency. You cannot operate in secrecy. I've seen the CS in charge of transport saying, in response to the protest, we are now going to do public participation. We withdraw the whole damn thing and then talk to Kenyans. Yes. Because Kenyans will not have that deal.
Yes.
Just quickly.
Adding to this question.
Comrade Power. Sema now.
So adding to this question, what's your assessment because the government has marked 2 years?
Sorry? The 2 years. I said below average. And if there was any election, I think they know they are out. That's why they are trying to come up with divisive, diversionary tactics to see whether they can, out of desperation, to see whether they can gain some relevance. Out of 10, I think we'll give them 2. Give them 2 years.
Power.
One more quick.
Yes.
From the Standard.
Yeah, come on.
By virtue of you meeting students, could it be that you discussed about the new funding model and what would have been?
Yes, I talked about it. Impracticable, again lacking in proper consultation. In fact, I've heard the leader say that even the lecturers do not understand it. Kenya Kwanza administrators don't even understand it. Why cause a confusion? I was Minister for Education. I can give them free consultants. Kenya Colleges, Universities, Students Association, MKUSA. And they are leaders in their own right. And I just want to congratulate them and wish them well. Of course, a lot of them are Gen Zs. And when I saw them, I was reminded of what has actually been happening in our country, the Gen Z revolution, which among other things has put some order in some of utterances you hear from political leaders. These days you can hardly hear anybody saying mambo ni matatu. Hiyo ilikoma. Kusema peleka watu mbinguni sijui wapi iliisha.